Welcome to part 2 of the cubing tutorial. We're taking a brief interlude from actually solving the Rubik's Cube to explain to you a concept called notation, which is very important to continue with the process. You may or may not have heard of a bunch of algorithms about Rubik's Cubes, and how there are these fancy things you can do to, like this for example, is a very complicated algorithm, which you can use. And you may have seen them in the form of a bunch of letters with apostrophes. If you haven't, that's no worry at all. But basically, to explain what those are a series of moves. So each letter in an algorithm denotes a single move itself. And in algorithm, there are a series of them that are meant to complete a certain task. It's very important that you understand the basics of algorithms, and what it's called is notation. Notation is basically what each letter represents, and I'm going to be explaining that. Before I jump into that, there are a couple basics that are worth explaining. Whenever you execute an algorithm, you always need to be holding the same face towards you. The only exception to this is if there is a special type of move, which will be either X, Y, or Z, but those are very rare and are only used in more advanced algorithms. In this tutorial, they will never be used, so I wouldn't worry about them, but X, Y, and Z just tell you to look at a different face. They basically tell you to rotate the cube as you hold it, not to rotate a piece. But the moves we're concerned about are, there are 6 different types of moves. There's R, U, L, D, F, and B, which each denote a different face. And then all of those have 2 variants. They have regular, which is just if it's just the letter itself, and the prime variant, which is basically that, but the inverse. So all that it's saying, for example, the R move, which is a very common move in algorithm, because the right hand is very easy to use. Usually when you're cubing, you hold it like this, and you have your hand accessible to you like this, and so the right hand is very easy to do, so it's very common in algorithms. R basically means you turn the right face, so always facing the same face, so in this case I'm looking at green. And if I do the right move, it means the face to the right of green, so in this case it's orange, should move clockwise. So the right face, orange, clockwise is this way. So the right face goes clockwise. And that's what R actually means. R prime is the right face, so this one again, but this time counterclockwise. So that way, and that's R prime. And that's basically how all of them work. And I'll quickly run through them. U is up, so U and U prime. F is front, which is front, and F prime is backward. L is left, so left, and left prime is the other way, so that way. D is down, which is that way, and then D prime is the other way. You can always, if you ever forget, just remember you can look at the face and say clockwise is this way, counterclockwise is this way, and pick which one you need. And lastly, B is the back, which is this way, and B prime, which is this way. And once again, you can figure that out by looking at this face and seeing which way is clockwise or counterclockwise. That's all there is to notation. It's very simple, and it's very important.